In a stunning development shaking the WNBA and its marketing landscape, Reebok has officially severed ties with Angel Reese, following a series of increasingly disappointing performances and off-court controversies. The decision came after Reese's highly publicized struggles on the court were compounded by mounting backlash over her behavior and declining public image. Sources close to Reebok's internal brand team confirmed that the company had grown deeply concerned about the optics of associating with Reese, whose gameplay failed to live up to the hype that had once surrounded her entry into the league. A once promising partnership has now crumbled under the weight of unmet expectations, lackluster statistics, and a player who many feel prioritized media antics over basketball fundamentals. Reebok reportedly viewed the ongoing negative press and social media ridicule surrounding Reese's recent outbursts as a distraction too costly to ignore. The brand, which had gambled on her as a next-gen face of women's basketball, now views the endorsement as a major misstep, one they've swiftly corrected in an effort to protect their image and reallocate resources toward more stable, performance-driven athletes like Caitlin Clark. Footage has emerged capturing Angel Reese during a recent WNBA game in a moment that's gone viral for all the wrong reasons, adding fuel to the firestorm surrounding her exit from Reebok. In the video, Reese is visibly frustrated, rolling her eyes, dismissing coaching directions, and even walking away from huddles while teammates attempted to regroup during a tie. This clip, shared across every major sports media outlet and dissected on fan forums, has become emblematic of what critics are calling a complete attitude collapse. Former WNBA players and analysts have called the behavior unprofessional, while fans have labeled it selfish and emblematic of deeper issues. What's clear from the footage is a player unraveling, not just under the pressure of professional sports, but under the expectations she herself set. These antics weren't one-offs either. Reports from inside the locker room suggest mounting tensions between Reese and teammates, as well as coaching staff who've struggled to rein in her defiant attitude. With her body language screaming disengagement and her on-court results failing to compensate, the footage became the final nail in the coffin for Reebok's decision and a clear signal to the rest of the league that Reese's trajectory is heading in the wrong direction. Following Reese's latest meltdown, Reebok executives wasted no time pulling the plug on what they now admit was a failed investment. According to internal documents leaked by a former marketing strategist at the company, Reebok held an emergency meeting to discuss the brand damage Reese was causing, with one executive quoted as saying the partnership had become a liability overnight. The brand had once pinned hopes on her becoming a breakout star, but after multiple public embarrassments, poor on-court efficiency, and mounting backlash online, they were forced to reassess. In a statement later released to major press outlets, Reebok confirmed they would be shifting focus toward athletes who embody discipline, leadership, and results. A statement that couldn't have been a more direct rebuke of Reese's recent behavior. The financial losses from the deal, estimated to be in the low seven figures, were ultimately deemed a worthy sacrifice compared to the long-term risk of sticking by a player whose reputation was deteriorating rapidly. Industry insiders say this isn't just about one brand cutting ties, it's about the broader market losing patience with performative drama in place of elite athletic output. As Angel Reese's brand collapses, Caitlin Clark's star power continues to soar, drawing a sharp contrast between two very different approaches to professional basketball. Clark, who has consistently let her gameplay do the talking, has emerged as the undeniable face of the league, quietly securing top-tier endorsements and leading her team with poise and performance. Clark's consistent dominance on the court, combined with her grounded public image, has made her a magnet for marketing opportunities, including recent campaigns with Nike and State Farm that have generated millions in exposure. In stark contrast, Reese's narrative has revolved around distractions, from Twitter feuds to courtroom drama, leaving brands like Reebok to ask the obvious question, why gamble on chaos when consistency is proving to be more profitable? According to market analysts, Clark's Q rating has eclipsed Reese's by a wide margin, and ad executives are now treating Reese as a cautionary tale rather than a rising star. Even Clark's presence in post-game interviews has won praise for its clarity and composure, further positioning her as the kind of ambassador the WNBA needs, while Reese's volatility is sending sponsors and executives running for cover. A bombshell revelation from court filings in the ongoing defamation case between Reese and Clark's team has turned the narrative on its head. Documents submitted by Clark's legal counsel reveal that Angel Reese had been intentionally manipulating media coverage by feeding fabricated details to sympathetic journalists and staging emotional moments on social media to gain public support. Screenshots of messages between Reese and a publicist, now entered into evidence, show Reese asking how best to spin her feud with Clark into something relatable and emotional. This calculated effort to turn herself into a victim has now completely backfired. The same journalists who once amplified her claims are now walking them back. And Clark's team has used these admissions to argue that Reese was never acting in good faith. The goal wasn't justice or accountability, it was exposure, clout, and monetization of a fake rivalry. These legal revelations are casting Reese's entire story in a new, sinister light, and painting her not as a misunderstood player, but as someone who deliberately tried to destroy a peer's reputation for her own benefit. Clark's legal team isn't just exposing fabricated narratives, they're providing hard, irrefutable proof that completely dismantles Reese's credibility. In addition to private messages and recordings, the court was presented with metadata logs showing that several of Reese's public posts accusing Clark of coded racism were pre-scheduled by a PR firm working on her behalf. The timing, tone, and placement of each post had been calculated not based on lived experiences, but based on trending hashtags and potential media engagement. Furthermore, a sworn affidavit from a former staffer on Reese's team confirms that her comments about Clark being entitled and protected by the league were not only unfounded but actively manufactured to incite outrage. This isn't just embarrassing, it's legally damning. Clark's attorneys are now pushing for full dismissal of any remaining civil claims from Reese's side and seeking damages for defamation and intentional emotional distress. With each new document released, Reese's image deteriorates further, and Clark's vindication becomes undeniable. Meanwhile, WNBA executives have quietly begun distancing themselves from Angel Reese, with multiple league representatives declining to comment on her status or include her in recent league promotional material. A memo obtained by a sports business journal revealed that Reese was pulled from a planned All-Star campaign just weeks before it went live, with branding teams citing risk concerns and potential backlash. It's the clearest signal yet that the league itself is turning its back on Reese. While her entrance into the WNBA was once treated as a media event, the league now appears to be treating her as a liability. She's been absent from commissioner interviews, league ads, and even fan engagement efforts. Sources inside the league office say executives have grown increasingly frustrated with having to manage controversies sparked by Reese's conduct, both on and off the court. And while they won't say it outright, it's becoming more obvious with each passing week. Angel Reese isn't the future of the WNBA. She's becoming its biggest problem. The business fallout for Angel Reese continues to deepen, as sponsors and corporate partners are now severing or freezing deals at a rapid pace. Multiple industry watchdogs have confirmed that at least 3 of Reese's smaller endorsement contracts were recently terminated, including a regional sports drink campaign and a lifestyle apparel brand. These brands reportedly included morality clauses in their contracts and cited Reese's recent legal and PR issues as justification for walking away. Even larger companies that once championed Reese as a bold, marketable figure are reconsidering their affiliations. Reese's image has become divisive, and in the world of corporate branding, controversy without performance is a losing game. Analysts are already predicting she'll be unofficially blacklisted from high-profile campaigns in the near future, especially as newer, more disciplined stars like Caitlin Clark continue to shine. Reese may still have a social media following, but her commercial appeal is rapidly fading, and in the eyes of business executives, that's a deal breaker. As Angel Reese's collapse becomes more visible, Caitlin Clark's rise has become unstoppable, and the contrast between the two couldn't be more glaring. Clark is now not only the better player statistically, but she's also seen as the moral victor in a bitter, one-sided feud. Every week brings another milestone for Clark, whether it's record-breaking assists, Player of the Week honors, or her name being floated as the future face of women's basketball globally. Brands are celebrating her resilience, fans are embracing her style. And most importantly, the media is finally correcting the narrative, acknowledging that Clark stayed silent while Reese tried to ignite a war. This silence turned out to be her greatest strength. With Reese now facing the fallout of her own deception, Clark is rising uncontested, and every new headline further cements her legacy. The WNBA needed a leader, and while Reese flamed out chasing fame, Caitlin Clark became that leader by doing the one thing Reese never could: earning it. The conclusion of this ongoing drama is becoming painfully clear. Angel Reese has no one to blame but herself. What began as an opportunity to shine became a self-made disaster fueled by ego, manipulation, and an obsession with attention. Her downfall isn't a product of league politics or public bias, it's the direct result of choices she made and lies she pushed. She underestimated how quickly facts could unravel fiction. She underestimated Caitlin Clark. And now, the league, the media, and the fans are all walking away. Reese wanted to destroy Clark's reputation, but instead, she destroyed her own. What was supposed to be a historic run is ending in humiliation. The endorsement deals are gone, the legal battles are lost, and the only thing left standing is Caitlin Clark. Stronger, smarter, and more respected than ever. Reese built a narrative meant to bury her rival, but in the end, she buried herself.